The Islab factory, owned by Chinese, is located a few meters off the Masaka-Mbarara highway in Nsangi. In a bid to expand the factory, the investors bought land in Mayanja Kato Wetland from people purporting to be the owners. They filled the land with soil and other materials and erected a perimeter wall. The National Environmental Authority, NEMA, has halted any more development, and instead of punitive action, the investor opted to break down the wall and restore the reclaimed part of the swamp. Major Joshua Karamaji is the commander of the Environmental Protection Force, which was recently established.
But they didn't know that actually they were not supposed to be in a wetland. Not until when we got information and then swung into action, but they had already dumped the ground. So they are now accepting and complying to restoration.
You said the developer said he didn't know that this was a wetland. Did you buy his story?
Of course, that's what they stated in their statements. But for us, our role is to enforce and maybe create more awareness to them if they don't know.
The developer is right now trying to remove the material, the landfill that he used to reclaim this part of the swamp. But the irony is, a few yards from this very part of the land where this structure has been demolished, there are some structures that are in the middle of the swamp, and they are already erected and roofed. Also on the same plot of land, one side of the structure has been left intact. And the million-dollar question is why?
We are under a directive not to destroy structures that are already up, mainly structures that have to do with the industries and factories.
The executive director, NEMA, Barirega Akankwasah, also responded.
We follow the GIS or georeferenced map to determine the boundaries of a wetland. So anything within the boundaries of a wetland must be removed. If by the time you were there, it is not removed, it doesn't mean the exercise is concluded, no?
Akankwasah said that the restoration exercise will be monitored.
Our inspectors will determine whether there is need for enrichment planting, for example, of wetland plants. If there is no need, you just clear the debris, you open the water channels, and the land regenerates on its own.
Why did it take long for NEMA to halt the expansion exercise?
It is not possible or feasible anywhere in the world that there can be any government that will police on a 24-hour basis every inch of soil on land. That's not feasible, and it's not going to be feasible even in the next 100 years.
He says this serves as a warning to other encroachers, especially in Namamvi Industrial Park.
The land is in a wetland, but they have not yet built. They should not build. Uganda Investment Authority, working with the Ministry of Lands, should cancel the leases and they allocate them alternative land.
Previously, NEMA would give approvals of wetland use by providing guidelines. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV.